This year, experience the NHL playoffs your way. Want to watch a single? Do or Die Game 7, a full week of heavy-hitting back-and-forth series. Then check out Sling's 1, 3, and 7-day passes. Watch the Chase for the Cup on ESPN and TNT, starting as low as $4.99. No long-term contracts or overpaying. Just live hockey at home or when you want it. Sling lets you do that. Visit sling.com to learn more.
It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NBA.
To hear one of the greats say that about me, like, man, that's special. That's why you do it, because you want respect from your peers, and Kawhi he's not just no ordinary peer. Again, he's one of the greats, and so to hear him say that about me, that guy took the Defensive Player of the Year award away from me. Like, he's a man of few words, but when he speaks, it's loud, because he doesn't speak much, and I don't think there's a player in the NBA that does not respect Kawhi Leonard.
That's Draymond Green reacting to praise from Kawhi Leonard. Yes, PK, the guys who are now in the middle of the league and the guys who are playing in the play-in games are now talking about being the greats. It's almost in the past tense now, a new generation taking over in the NBA. But Draymond Green will probably go right into the Hall of Fame in the broadcast booth when he's done.
Ooh, you think Draymond Green goes in the Hall of Fame, huh?
Yeah, I think he's done enough winning. He's recognized as a great defensive player. I would expect he gets in.
Okay.
NBA play-in tournament wraps up tonight. Charlotte is at Orlando. The winner is the 8th seed in the East and plays Detroit. That game tips off at 5:30. The Warriors play the Suns in Phoenix at 8 o'clock. Winner is 8th in the West and will take on Oklahoma City. Both those games on Prime Video. Lakers star Luka Doncic and Pistons star Cade Cunningham will be eligible for end-of-season awards after the NBA and the Players Association agreed Thursday that both will be allowed to bypass the 65-game threshold for eligibility requirements. There is a clause in the collective bargaining agreement that says extraordinary circumstances they can petition. Doncic appealed on traveling to see his child born and Cunningham for the collapsed lung. PK, this reminds me of players going to the NCAA for a 6th year of eligibility.
Why?
We got rules, but wait a minute. Mine was a little different. Give me a break.
Yeah, did Doncic miss 15 games or whatever it is? What's 82 minus 65? More than
17.
15 there.
He reached 64 games is what he's sitting at.
Oh, yeah, but what about all those other games that he missed? It's not about that one. How long was he gone for the birth of his child?
2 games.
2 games? Okay, well, then you got all these other games that he missed. I mean, come on. Either we're going to have rules. The box is open, and Pandora has been cut loose, and it's going to run amok in the NBA.
That's a fact. I totally agree, man. This is going to be like, well, he hurt his knee 3 times, so we gave him a 7th year.
Yeah, but that's
former
a whole
NBA
year.
player and assistant coach Damon Jones
this
expected to
some
become
award.
the first person. Yeah. Damon Jones expected to become the first person to plead guilty in a gambling sweep that led to the arrest of more than 30 people, including reputed mobsters and other basketball figures. His change of plea hearing scheduled for April 28th, after which he'll be sentenced. And presumably, with that plea, he might end up testifying against somebody. Let's see where that goes.
Juicy. Mobsters. Who's
DJ
going to play
and
Damon
PK.
Jones in the movie?
In the movie, right?
Hashtag college basketball.
Former Utah player Keanu Dawes and Terrence Brown Jr. have landed. Keanu Dawes, that news was breaking late in our show yesterday. He's going to Kansas. Terrence Brown Jr. is going to North Carolina. Dawes was being pursued by BYU, among other programs, but he is going to be a Jayhawk.
This is impressive for guys who are on 2 losing teams. One goes to Carolina, or one losing team. One goes to Carolina, and the other goes to Kansas. Wow, they had some talent there.
Apparently, right?
And we'll see what they do in their new roles and their new teams.
Yeah. How big are those roles? We'll see.
Right.
All right, DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
We're less than a week away from the NFL draft now, and the Chiefs general manager, Brett Veach, said he expects an active first round, multiple trades. Quote, it should be an entertaining night. There'll probably be a lot of trades. That's what a draft like this, when you don't have 2 or 3 top quarterbacks or a Will Anderson or Myles Garrett, it lends itself to open up a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. There's not this huge gap and huge fall off.
Yeah, we shall see. That fans love that stuff, though.
Yep. Prepare for some wheeling and dealing, people moving up, people moving down, people moving in, people moving out. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
A former Alabama football player is facing charges of wire fraud and identity theft after he allegedly used wigs and fake driver's licenses to impersonate NFL players for the purpose of securing nearly $20 million in loans. Prosecutors allege that Luther Davis pretended to be 3 different players from May of 23 until October of 24 to secure loans from multiple lending agencies. He impersonated Michael Penix Jr., the Falcons quarterback, tight end David Njoku from the Browns, and defensive back Xavier McKinney from the Packers.
Well, I guess under this circumstance, there's advantages in being as small as Britton Covey is.
There you go. Going to be hard to impersonate him, huh?
Yeah.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
Beginning in 2027, college football could have an earlier start to the season. The NCAA's Football Oversight Committee recommended a standard start before Labor Day weekend. What has previously been referred to as Week 0 will now become the opening week. That would give them 14 weeks, and the teams could have 2 bye games and allow some more scheduling flexibility for the college football playoff expansion and associated games. And PK, what I heard here, even though I didn't read it, is we're moving back a week because we think the NFL is going to move back a week and seize Labor Day weekend. So we're going to start a week earlier. I think both those things are going to happen. The football season is going to creep back towards summer for both the college and the pro, I expect.
Oh, I thought I'm confused on that because I thought the Utes always played on the Thursday to get away from Labor Day weekend, which meant they were already playing Labor Day weekend. So I'm not sure what's going on here.
They can play a Thursday
so most
earlier.
teams play
now.
Labor Day weekend. Now they're going to play the Saturday before that. So
Oh,
the Utes
okay,
could move back
that's
even
it.
5 more days, and everybody else could move back 7.
So it's not before Labor. It's before Labor Day, but instead of 3 days or 2 days before the weekend, it's 9 days before the weekend.
Yeah, it's essentially a full week ahead of time. You actually can play on that Thursday before that. So we're talking late August is when this is going to get going.
Fine.
DJ and PK.
This year, experience the NHL playoffs your way. Want to watch a single, do or die Game 7, a full week of heavy-hitting back-and-forth series? Then check out Sling's 1, 3, and 7-day passes. Watch the Chase for the Cup on ESPN and TNT, starting as low as $4.99. No long-term contracts or overpaying. Just live hockey at home or when you want it. Sling lets you do that. Visit sling.com to learn more.
There's a new kind of energy at Starbucks. When your day needs a reset, try the all-new energy refreshers. Strawberry acai, mango dragon fruit, or the all-new mango strawberry. The refreshers you love, now with extra caffeine. New energy refreshers only at Starbucks.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
There's a rocket! Mike Trout blasts off for the Bronx one more time!
Oh, look how far that went! 446 feet, Trout.
Swinging a line drive, base hit into right! Caglione up for the ball! Green racing around third! Third to the plate! Not in time! At first line! Tigers win! Oh, man!
Highlights from around Major League Baseball. The Power Show continued at Yankee Stadium. Aaron Judge went deep again. Mike Trout went deep again. Angels get the win 11-4. So for the 4-game series, they split it 2-2. And Judge hits 4 homers in the 4 games, and Trout hits 5 homers in the 4 games. Man, couple of celebrities putting on the show on the biggest stage, PK, just day after day. They just able to sustain the excellence.
I didn't see the game live, but I saw the highlights, obviously, and that Trout bomb. I mean, my goodness gracious. That was so far out there. As the announcer said, did you see how far that went? And I think he set the record for most home runs of a visiting team against the Yankees in a series.
Yep.
I'm honoring him with my Angels hat today. At 5 in the series, 7 total. He's a Hall of Famer, that's for sure. And balls were flying like crazy at the Yankee Stadium, the current version of Yankee Stadium across the street from the other one.
Parker Messick, rookie left-hander for Cleveland, had a no-hitter through 8 innings. First pitch in the ninth, though, he gave up the old CNI single. They had the second baseman over towards the bag, and it went through the hole there between first and second. So Cleveland still had a no-hitter in 45 years, and Messick settles with a 2-hitter, and they beat the Orioles 4-2. Gave him a thrill, but couldn't quite seal the deal there in the ninth.
Yeah, well, we'll see if this kid ends up being anything, because there's been a bunch of guys I've never heard of occasionally get a no-hitter. Now he's just getting started, and that's the first time I heard of him. So we'll follow him in the coming years and see if there's something there.
Remember when it was incredible when baseball teams had $100 million payrolls, and then 2, and then 3, and multiple teams of 3, and now the Dodgers have reset the spending record. $515 million in payroll and luxury tax last season en route to that second straight World Series. And that 515 record probably falls again this year. But $345 for the salaries, and then another $169 million in luxury taxes. So it paid off for them with another World Series.
Unless they're going to change the rules, it's hard for me to criticize them doing it. And if they want to see what happens here next winter when they start and so forth, I think obviously they're going to try to get the salary cap going on and all that. We'll see what difference that makes, if it can actually happen, if there's a lockout and all that stuff. I assume there will be. But you're playing by the rules as presently constituted. And do the Dodgers have an obligation to worry about the fill-in-the-blank team, the Miami Marlins, or do they have an obligation to the Dodgers to beat the snot out of everybody? Now, they have won the World Series twice, and this last one literally was by an inch or two, multiple times. So you don't know if that's going to be the difference maker, because baseball's funky that way. But, I suppose I would like to see a salary cap, but I have to see the particulars that go on the salary cap, because I think it stinks for the NBA that you draft a guy, you develop a guy, and your team is too good, and so then you got to let that guy go because somebody in New York stated a rule that dictates you can't do this or that.
Right.
I have a problem with that because you've invested someone, and it could be several years. And if in Oklahoma City may be facing that, and you've talked about how the Jazz are facing that, and they could be facing that. We'll see how it goes, and that prevents you from trying to win. And we criticize teams for trying to lose. Now we're forcing teams, preventing them trying to win. Where's the balance there? I don't have the answer. I don't have the answer to anything for that matter, but I'm just throwing that stuff out there.
Yeah, nobody has the answer, and that's why they're worried about a labor stoppage next year, because no one can agree on the answer. There's all these factors. Here's one story, right? The Dodgers, 515, and the old record was the Mets, who had spent a year before had spent I think it was $440 million or something like that on their salaries and luxury tax. So that's the owner's argument. But sitting there watching the last few innings of that Padre-Mariner game, they went to a commercial break, and I'm clicking around. I see a story about the sale of the Padres, so obviously I click on that, and they were valued at $3.1 million by Forbes and somebody else who does an evaluation of them. But there were two evaluations
million?
there at $3.1
millions,
but $3.1 billion, right? Sorry, $3.1 billion. But the bidding apparently has gone to $3.5, and one story, when I started looking at multiple stories, was speculating it was getting closer to $4. And the old record is for the Mets, and it's like $2.5 billion. And in the story, they went into how, well, this is just going to be the argument for the Players Association. Yeah, you're spending more money, but you're making more money and you're worth more money. The only time you sell the teams is literally when somebody dies. The Padre owner passed away 2 years ago, and the Padres are now going to go for more than the Mets went for a few years ago. So the argument is that, well, the value of everything is skyrocketing. Why shouldn't salaries skyrocket right along with it? And that's actually a pretty good argument. It makes me wonder how much these team guys are going to dig in.
Yeah.
But
I think with or without a cap, the salaries are going to skyrocket, and that's not real money. The value of your franchise. Right? That's like I own $1 million house, and then until I sell it, whoop-de-doo, I don't have a penny for it. So I think that's two different things. That's not real money in your pocket, whereas salaries is real money in your pocket. The assessed valuation of something is not actual money until it's cashed in. And who knows when that's going to be. And we understand that. And there's going to be a time that the Minnesota Twins are going to sell, and they're going to be more valued than the Padres are right now. That's sort of inflation. So I'm not sure I really buy that argument.
DJ and PK.
#RSL.
RSL's back in action. Haven't played in 2 weeks, but they welcome San Diego to America First Field Saturday night. RSL lost their opener, but unbeaten since then. First kick, 7:30. Pablo Mastroeni, RSL head coach, is going to join us later today. I understand there's more players returning to health. They might be getting Andre Yedlin back. We'll talk with Pablo about that coming up at 9 o'clock. And you can listen to the game Saturday night, 6:30 with the pre-match show, and then first kick at 7:30 here on The Zone.
You're going to be on the call?
PK. What?
You're going to be on the call?
I will be.
Sweet.
DJ and PK.
#NHL.
It's different, but Veg was in the Olympic not long ago. Was at the World Championship not long ago. Kool-Aid won a gold medal for his country at last World Championship. Gunnar won a bunch of gold medals, overtime goals, and so on and so forth for his Memorial Cup and so on. They've been in a really high-stake game. But having that said, now it will be the first time all together.
There's the head coach, Andre Tourny, answering the inevitable questions. How are the Mammoth going to do? They don't have playoff experience, and he points out in international play they have been in big games and under pressure representing their various countries. So obviously they're hoping that translates, even though, as he points out, they haven't done this together. But they will Sunday night at 8 o'clock in Las Vegas. Golden Knights and the Mammoth T-Mobile Arena. Game 1 Sunday at 8. Game 2 is Tuesday, and then the Delta Center gets the playoff magic Friday night, Game 3.
Excited.
Yep.
The way I look at it is, okay, you don't have this together, but at the same time, you don't have a bunch of losing in the playoffs together either. So you get the chance to write the script, and it starts, as you say, Sunday night in Vegas. And what are they going to do? Nobody cares that they played and lost last night. That game didn't count, really didn't matter. And so now this is a clean slate for this franchise in its second season in Utah. You got a bunch of new players together. They don't have the experience, but what does that mean? Oh, maybe they don't know any better. You know, you can spin that as much as you want, and we all get to see it unfold.
They really treated last night's game like a scrimmage, just trying to stay sharp. Dylan Gunther didn't play, and Veggie got pulled after 2 periods, so the backup Nessek could get the 3rd period, and they ended up losing 5-3 to the Blues. It was an empty netter late, but yeah, there you go. Didn't really matter. They're locked into that Vegas series. So Friday the 24th, Monday the 27th, games 3 and 4 in the Delta Center. All right, DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. That's what's trending. It's brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Coming up, David Locke, radio voice of the Utah Jazz, will be here at 8:30. Pablo Mastroeni, RSL head coach, at 9. And Danny Webster at 9:30 covers the Vegas Golden Knights. He's an NHL writer for the Las Vegas Review-Journal, and we'll talk to him about that playoff series with the Knights, the Golden Knights, and the Mammoth. Coming up next, it's the question of the day. Stay with us.
This year, experience the NHL playoffs your way. Want to watch a single, do or die Game 7, a full week of heavy-hitting back-and-forth series? Then check out Sling's 1, 3, and 7-day passes. Watch the Chase for the Cup on ESPN and TNT, starting as low as $4.99. No long-term contracts or overpaying. Just live hockey at home or when you want it. Sling lets you do that. Visit sling.com to learn more.